Can you think of any reason why a successful company would want to partner up with a new company? I can. The reason is growth. It's a very important component when taking up new markets. It's a very challenging component, but whenever it happens and you're successful, that's great. I mean, what company doesn't want to be successful? When entering new markets, it's very important to consider taste and preference in that market. Like Fast Tracks and many other convenience stores, they must keep an ongoing change of consumers. You always have to consider the demographics and the psychographic traits of the industry and the area that you're in. This helps target consumers in order to provide a very successful fast track industry. My name is Cristina Silguero, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer of Blue Coastal Rose. My years of experience for the marketing industry have provided me with very many insightful knowledge to target the South Texas market in order to help you target your consumers and what we need to do in order to target those consumers and engage with them and bring them in. And it's very, when targeting, you have to attract the appropriate consumers for fast track convenience stores. I am here today to tell you how entering into a transitional 12 to 24 months agreement with Blue Coastal Rose will ensure fast tracks locates are successful by taking the following into consideration. The first one is going to be the importance of targeting specific age groups, which ethnicity group consumes more coffee for your second choice. And then our third option is going to be the occupation division in all of the 14 areas we're going to cover in this presentation. First, let's analyze how targeting age groups with Blue Coastal Rose supply premium coffee will help that increase fast track sales. So first of all, what is market analysis? Market analysis is a study that attracts and breaks down the dynamics of a special market demographic areas. Demographic segments are age groups, gender, populations, ethnicities, and it goes on. And to focus and to engage with these, you have to know who to target and who to engage with and who to bring in, so that way you, at the end of the day, have a successful business. So moving on, we're gonna start. Let's first analyze how targeting age groups will help Blue Coastal Rose. Why focus on age groups? Why are we focusing on age group? Blue Coastal Rose wants to create a very dynamic range of age groups, starting from 18 years old to 65 and up years old. We've created a chart that breaks down each age group, and on the side, it's gonna show the percentage of coffee consumed. If you look at the chart, 60 years old and up have the most percentage, with a 76% of drinking coffee on the daily basis. Even though the older generation prefers coffee on the daily, according to research, we figured out that 64 millennials are purchasing more coffee now. They want coffee, they want to consume into that coffee. And what breaks up these two age groups is that the millennials, they prefer cappuccinos, lattes, more of the extravagant luxury drinks, versus the 60 years and older, they prefer drip coffee, more of a classic blend, just something simple on the go to go. And so why millennials? Why is it that now their percentage is increasing? Well, it's because they're employed, they're commuting consumers, they're on the go, they're trying to get to work. And so what way to just, head on to work, stop by a convenience store with the fast track industry and pick up a cup of coffee to go real quick. It won't take long, it's very convenient for them. They live a fast-paced life, they need to go, they're on the go. So by targeting that age group and helping them, that's another age group that we can bring in to improve the convenience store. Moving on, we are now focusing on the second point is ethnicity groups and the consumers segments for coffee consumption. 10 out of 14 locations have a higher Hispanic percentage. And so here we have another table breaking down the 14 locations that we are focusing on in South Texas for fast track convenience stores. So from Lake Jackson, Sugar Land, Richmond, Rosenberg, Bay City, Warren, El Campo, Edna, Port Lavaca, Cuero, Yoakum, Beeville, Rockport, and Victoria, it shows that Hispanics have been very dominant in these locations. So out of the out of the 14 locations, 10 of them have the higher one, with the highest percentage being in Beeville, Texas, with a 69.1%. And I highlighted in yellow the ones that have the higher percentage of Hispanics located in those areas to help bring in and engage with those consumers within the convenience stores. And so next, we're still focusing on the ethnicity groups. We're just now getting broader and more depth into the Hispanics growth rate. And so out of the 14 locations, half of them, which is 50%, have a higher than 50% average or percentage of Hispanics living in that location. Hispanics population is the largest demographic. According to National Coffee Associations, that Hispanic growth for coffee consumers have increased 43% between 2000 and 2010, focusing on Southern flavors. So when we realize that Hispanics are more consumed in with coffee, what can us South Texas Blue Coastal Roads do for that? How can we encourage them? What can we do differently? So we thought focusing on Southern flavors. So that means, you know, cinnamon, walnut, pumpkin, anything that has a flavor within those categories, will bring them in. And even if we're providing, you know, lattes, cappuccinos for the millennials, we still have a drip coffee for the elderly generation, you know, something that they can also enjoy as well. And so moving on, next, we also have, we analyze how Blue Coastal Roads transitions and targets the occupational groups. And so I did some research, and we've broken down into 7 different occupational groups that have been very popular and engaging and stopping into convenience stores because they need, you know, a cup of joe to get on the road to get their day going. And so the first one is management professionals and related occupations with a 33.3%. Service occupations is 14.6%. Sales and office occupations has a 27.2%. Farming, fishing, and forestry occupations have a 0.7%. Construction, extraction, and maintenance occupations have a 12.0%. And lastly, we have production, transportation, and material moving occupations with a 13.2%. And all of these occupational groups are located in South Texas. We have done very much of a research to figure out, you know, who's coming in, who wants this, who wants a cup of coffee, what can we do? And these have been the occupational groups that have been to make up the majority of it. And so our conclusion is that by focusing on the demographics and psychographic segments, what can Blue Coastal Roads do to help fast track convenience stores? And by attracting the millennial market segment, we are helping increase sales. We are helping start, you know, convenient fast track stores in 14 different locations. Even the smaller locations, it's still very convenient. It's still very something that they would want, you know, to help them get on the go, to help them get their cup of joe. We execute fast track convenience stores in all 14 locations. Focusing on the 14 locations in South Texas provides successful insights for, you know, for everybody. It makes us happy. It makes our consumers happy. So I just want to say thank you. Again, my name is Christina Salguero. I thank you for your time and thank you for your patience. And it was a pleasure presenting to you.